Calpella Cubs? My name is Mr. Dan and I'm the garden teacher here at Calpella. Some of you may already know who I am and some of you may be new to Calpella, so I would like to welcome all of you and show you around our garden. This school year is a little different than the past. We are not able to be here in person, so I'll be making short videos for your teachers to show you in class. This will help us keep in touch and show you how our garden is doing. So let's go explore. So we enter the garden behind the science room. As we enter, we can see we have all kinds of garden beds. Now this year, I only planted a lot of sunflowers. I didn't do a lot of vegetables because I kind of knew that we weren't going to be here in person the beginning of the school year, and that's when we have a lot of vegetables to harvest. But I did plant a few. I planted some tomatoes here. As you can see, some of them are turning ripe. We don't like green tomatoes, but I like red tomatoes. The garden is a great place to explore our outside world. I encourage students at home to go outside in your garden, park, or woods near your home and look for plants, insects, and animals. Do this with an adult, of course. I don't want anybody going off into the woods by themselves. The cool thing about sunflowers is in a short 4-month span, they get bigger than me. So, I'm about 6 foot tall and my arm can't even reach the top of this sunflower. I grab the head, but it's hanging down like this. So this thing is probably 8 feet tall. And the head of the sunflower, it's about the size of my head. When you look at a sunflower, you see the petals here on the outside, but what a lot of people don't know is that each sunflower seed has its own flower. And I'll give you a closer look at that here in a example of the sunflower. You can see inside here, let's get focused, each seed has its own little flower. See all those flowers? Hundreds and hundreds of flowers in this one head. And you can see here they fall off, and inside there, right there, you have sunflower seeds. Some of you may recognize the fruit on this plant here. It's a pickle, right? Well, actually it's a cucumber, but pickles are made from cucumbers. So that's why you probably recognize this fruit. So when we're in the garden, a lot of times we think, hey, it's a garden, it's full of food. We can eat everything in this garden. Well, that's not really the case. Let's take a tomato plant, for example. The leaves of the tomato plant are actually poisonous. They'll make you sick. You don't want to eat these leaves. But the fruit of the tomato plant, the tomato itself, is edible. We eat this. You slice it up, put it on a hamburger or on a salad, or make spaghetti sauce out of it, or pizza sauce. So the fruit is the edible part of the plant. The leaves in the actual plant is not edible. We cannot eat that. In the garden we have different trees, and this one happens to be well, can you guess what it is? That's right, it's an apple tree. So we have an apple tree here. It's a Fuji apple. These are done right now. They're ripe, so they're ready to eat. If you notice, you don't see this in the grocery store because they do this for you, but in the wild or out here in nature, they have a waxy coating on them. But if you wipe that off, look, it becomes a nice shiny apple. That's what you see in the grocery store. They shine them up for you to make them look better. Well, the Cubs last year really enjoyed the watermelons. They're pretty easy to grow here. They like warm weather, and I want to show you how to tell if a watermelon is ripe when it's still attached to the vine. If you're growing watermelon at home, it's really not that easy to tell when they're ripe. This watermelon's obviously not ripe because it's really small. But if you notice where the stem meets the vine here, there's this little leaf. It's called a spoon leaf. Now it looks different than the leaves of the actual plant here. So this spoon leaf and this first little tendril, we call it, it curls around things so the vine can hold on to plants. Now, when this little spoon and this little tendril dry up and turn brown, You wait a few days and this watermelon will be ripe. I have an example of a ripe watermelon right over here. Now, if we look at this watermelon, you can see it's big. It's really heavy. But if you look real closely, you can see this little dried up leaf. That's that spoon leaf. And then if I look around here, I notice that this tendril, it's dried up. It's all dried up now and shriveled up. So that means this watermelon's ripe and be ready to eat.